Today's lesson is solving equations by multiplying fractions. We're going to solve equations by multiplying fractions and mixed numbers. We're also going to have to remember how to make improper fractions and how to do the reciprocal of a fraction. Also, we need to know how to turn a whole number into a fraction. So if I look at example 1, 2, and 3, if I look at A, I have 5. I'm going to turn 5, a whole number, into a fraction because we're multiplying to another fraction. So I'm going to turn it into 5 over 1. That's how you turn a whole number into a fraction, because 1 goes into 5 times. All right, now how to get rid of a fraction attached to a variable. To get the variable isolated, you are going to multiply by its reciprocal. Okay, remember, you learned this in past lessons, so we have to remember concepts from the back lessons prior lessons, that we are going to have to remember what reciprocal. That means we're going to flip the fraction. So the reciprocal of 5 over 1 is we're going to flip it to 1/5. And so 1 divided by 1 is 1, and 5 divided by 5 is 1. So those two go away, and we're going to multiply by 1/5 on the other side. And then A equals, because now A is by itself. All right. 1 times 1, you just multiply across. 1 times 1 is 1, and 7 times 5 is 35. And there is your answer. B. Again, we're going to turn 8 into a fraction, so it's going to be 8 over 1. Now, what are we going to do to get rid of 8 over 1? That would be times it by its reciprocal, which is 1/8. Again, 1 divided by 1 and 8 divided by 8. So 1/8 over on this side. Can I reduce anything? No, I can't. So I'm going to just multiply across. 5 times 1 is 5, and 7 times 8 is 56. And there's your answer. I would like you to try C and D by yourself. Put me on pause, come back and see if you got them correct, fix any problems if you had any. All right, so C, I did the math and I came up with 7/18, and D, I came up with 4/15. Now let's look at E. They already have fraction attached with the variable, so we don't have to make a fraction. So this time, again, we're multiplying by its reciprocal to get rid of it. So I'm going to multiply by 2/9 reciprocal, which would be 9/2. Multiply by 9/2. So M equals 45 over 12. All right. We are going to, you could leave it that way, but I'd rather you turn it into a mixed number. So 12 can go into 45 at least 3 times. That's 36. 36. And then you have 45 minus 36. And that is 9 over 12. So I have 3 and 9/12. That also equals it, but I'd like you to bring it down even smaller if you can. Well, 9 and 12, they have a common number that can go into both of them, so it would be 3/4. All right, F. I have 4/5 times T equals 9/10. So to get rid of the 4/5, I'm going to multiply by its reciprocal. Multiply by its reciprocal. This time, E, I also could have reduced ahead of time. I didn't notice that. I can reduce. So if I look, I could see that 5 goes and 10. There's a number that can go in both of them, and that would be 5. So it would be 1 and 2. And so it would be t equals 9 over 8, which equals 1 and 1/8. I'd like you to try G and H by yourself. Put me on pause, do the work. When you're finished with G and H, please put me back on and check and see if you did it correctly. All right, so for G, I got 1 and 5/27, and H, I have D equals 1. So now I can practice I through J with you, I through L with you, but it's the same idea, except you have negatives this time. You just have to remember which one's going to be negative and which one's going to be positive. Now let's do example 4. To work with mixed numbers, you also have to turn the whole number into a fraction. So I'm going to turn the whole number, 28 over 1, into a fraction. But I also have to turn this mixed number into a improper fraction. So I'm going to multiply and then add. So it's going to be 2 times 3 plus 1, so that's going to be 5 halves n equals 28 over 1. Then you're going to do the same thing we've been doing, the concepts we've already been doing. So you take 5 halves and you multiply by its reciprocal, which would be 2 over 5. Multiply by 2 over 5. Nothing can go into, 5 can't go into 28 evenly, so it's going to be n equals 56 over 5. And so it would be 11 and 1/5 would be that one. Okay, I'll do it one more time with you on B, and then I'd like you to do C and D by yourself. So again, I'm going to multiply 4 times 1, which is 5, plus 3, which is, sorry, I don't know why I said 5. 4 times 1, which is 4, plus 3 is 7 fourths, x equals, I'm going to make it 21 over 1. Now what do I do to get rid of the 7 fourths? I'm going to multiply by its reciprocal, which is 4/7. And that would be 4/7. I can reduce 7 and 21. So it's 3 times 4, which is 12. And 1 times 1, which is 1. So I'm not going to put it at the bottom. Please do C and D by yourself. Put me on pause. Try it out for yourself. And see if you got it correctly after you have done the work. Okay, so for C, I got negative 1 and 19 over 21. And for D, it was 23 over 126 equals n. I need to put equals n down there instead. The reason why it's a positive is because a negative times a negative is a positive, and C, it was a negative times a positive. So that's the reason why it's a negative answer. All right. See you later. Bye.